You walk into their home and something feels different, not just clean, controlled. The air feels still. The counters are empty. The blanket on the couch looks intentional, like someone made a decision about where everything belongs, and nothing has dared to move since. Then you find out they cleaned it this morning, like they do every morning. Not because someone was coming over, not because the house was dirty, just because they needed to. And that's the part most people never stop to question. There's a type of person who doesn't experience cleanliness as a preference. They experience it as a relief. The dishes can't sit. The counter can't stay wet. The pillow that shifted 2 inches to the left gets fixed before they leave the room, sometimes without them even realizing they did it. They wake up already scanning what needs resetting, what feels off, what can be brought back under control before the day fully begins. Most people look at this and see discipline. Psychology sees something else entirely. Psychologists call it compensatory control. When someone lives through sustained emotional uncertainty, inconsistent relationships, unpredictable environments, periods where life felt completely beyond their reach, the brain starts searching for a domain it can actually manage, and the home is always there, because unlike people, objects obey. A room can be organized, a surface can be cleaned, a bed can be made perfect in under 2 minutes, and for a nervous system that spent years adapting to chaos, that kind of reliability matters more than most people realize. Control stops being a preference, it becomes calming. Not just emotionally, biologically. This is why these people clean more when they're overwhelmed, not because the house got dirtier, because the mind did. The body needs somewhere for the tension to go, so they wipe the counter again, reorganize a drawer that wasn't cleaned yesterday, and for a moment, the nervous system gets exactly what it was searching for: completion. Something was wrong. Now it isn't. That small resolution creates a real feeling of safety. But this is where it gets more revealing. Over time, the clean environment stops being something that brings peace and starts becoming the condition for it. Not a reflection of a calm mind, the requirement for one. And underneath the daily routines is often a fear they rarely say out loud. If things around me start falling apart, maybe I will too. That's why mess affects them differently. A cluttered room doesn't just feel annoying, it feels unsettling. Many of these people became hyper-aware of disorder long before they became obsessed with fixing it. They learned somewhere early that being organized, responsible, and in control made life feel safer, more predictable, less likely to collapse without warning. So eventually, the behavior stops feeling like a habit, it becomes identity. They become the organized one, the responsible one, the person who always has it together. And once someone builds their sense of self around maintaining control, even small disorder can feel threatening, not because of the mess itself, because of what the mess represents: exhaustion, failure, loss of control, the version of themselves they've spent years trying not to become. Here's the part most psychology videos won't tell you. This coping mechanism works. Clean environments do lower stress. Routines do regulate the nervous system. Order does create psychological stability. There's nothing wrong with any of that. The problem begins when calm only exists under perfect conditions, because life eventually brings chaos that no routine can organize. People leave, plans collapse, loss arrives anyway. And when the chaos is emotional instead of physical, when it can't be cleaned, folded, sorted, or put back where it belongs, many of these people discover something they never expected. They never learned to tolerate uncertainty. They only learned to manage the things around it. Some people clean because they enjoy cleanliness. Others clean because order became their survival strategy. And somewhere along the way, they forgot the difference. If this video felt less like a video about cleaning and more like a video about you, that's not a coincidence. Subscribe for more psychology that goes beneath the surface of everyday behavior. Because sometimes the strongest sign that a person is struggling isn't what they're holding together. It's how desperately they need everything else to stay that way.